Hey, good people, how you doing? And today I have a lesson where you could add a little spice to your playing by adding some arpeggios and arpeggio licks into your lead guitar playing and improvisation. I'll show you easy ways that you could build them. You know, I love the sound of arpeggios, and it really comes down to no matter what you're playing, it's all about the sounds and what you like and the emotion that you're trying to get across. So we're in the key of E minor today, and the jam track is just a very simple, wide open 2-chord change. It's just an E minor chord to a B minor chord. And I say this all the time, but it's so important. Always know the chords that you're playing over. It's the chords that give you the full roadmap to what you can use lead guitar playing and improvisation wise. And if you want this exact jam track, the one I'm using in this lesson, I'll send you this one and 5 more, 6 total. It's my jam track coach. I'll also send you 2 ebooks where I go over the tracks one at a time and explain, you know, scales to try, modes, and why it works. It's a great learning tool, and I think you'll really like it. 6 killer tracks, 2 ebooks. Click on that link below. Send it to you for free. And all an arpeggio is the notes of a chord played separately. But they're awesome sounding because, you know, you can outline the chords going underneath with them, as well as they give you all those really hip notes in those chords, right? The roots, the flat thirds if it's minor, the 5th, flat 7, 9, 11, and you could add those in there depending on what notes you like. If you want to think about it like this, I'll give you an easy way to think about it and a little bit of theory, not too much, just a little bit so you know where this is coming from. So if you want to think E minor chord, right here at the 7th fret, this E minor bar chord, and we're in the key of E minor. Over this track, you could use E minor pentatonic and blues over both chords all day long. That relates to all. If you want to go a little deeper, try E natural minor, E Aeolian mode, right? If you look at this chord, that has that 7th fret on the A string root. That's our E note. And you can associate that with your E natural minor scale that looks like this. The notes and the intervals in that scale, and I don't want to throw too much theory at you, but I think this is important because I want you to see how these arpeggios are built and kind of understand it, right? So the notes in the E minor scale and the interval is the E is our 1, F sharp is our 2nd, G is our flat 3rd, it's minor is our flat 3rd, right? A is our 4th, D is our 5th, C is our flat 6, and D is our flat 7. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. Then we're back to E. Now it repeats. Since we're in minor key, we're playing E minor chord, we want to play an E minor type arpeggio over that chord. So it all starts with your minor arpeggio or minor triad. E minor, 3 notes, root, flat 3rd, and 5th is an E, the root, right? You have your G in there, your flat 3rd, and you have your B, your 5th. And those are the notes in an E minor chord, and it doesn't matter where you play that E minor chord, right? They all sound the same because it's basically it's all the same notes. You might just have a little different timbre. All E minor chords, and all those are just E, B, and G. And then if you look on the intervals in the E natural minor scale, we could start adding notes to those. Like you could add that flat 7th, let's say, the D, and then you have an E minor 7th arpeggio, right? You can add the flat 7th and the 9. Remember the 9, that F sharp. Then you have an E minor 9 arpeggio. Have a second, please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep bringing the content. Leave a comment in the comment box below. Let us know how you like this lesson. Let us know what lessons you'd like to see coming up. And please, if you like the video, click the like button, give it a thumbs up, share it, and we thank you so much for your support. Descending E minor 9 arpeggio. And then I played a little variation of that arpeggio, kind of repeating some notes like this. Okay, so the E minor 9 arpeggio. So the reason I like that arpeggio so much is because I really like that 9th note, the 9th or 2nd, in this instance F sharp. That note has a lot of drama, right? So I really like adding that in to the scale or the arpeggio. So I have this E minor arpeggio, I add the flat 7 and a 9, and it gives me that E minor 9. So the notes I'm playing in this arpeggio, if you look at it, I do a pull off from basically from the 8th to 7th fret. There's my F sharp. So G to F sharp. There's my root note E. There's my D, right? So there's my 1 and my flat 7. All right, and there's my B, which is my 5th. And then I have my G, my flat 3rd again. So I'm playing the root, the flat 3rd, the 5th, the flat 7th, and the 9th. And you see all those intervals on the screen as I'm going through this to kind of illustrate it. And you may not think of it like that. You may think of your ear taking it to the right notes, but just in case. So if you like, the point is, if you like a certain note, like I like that F sharp note, how that sounds. I also like the A note. So if we add the A note, then we have a minor 11 arpeggio. The 4th is the same as the 11th, just up higher. So, right? I like that. Let me slow it down. Right? So you have your E, here's our A, there's our 4th, right? 12th fret on the A string. And there's our B note. And then we play our D and our E. There's our G, there's our B, and there's our E. You can even slide it. Now we're getting into some licks, right? Slide it, slide back. So went right up the minor triad. There's our minor triad, right? B, G, E. And then slid with the first finger to our root note, or 1. It's a cool lick based on this E minor 11 arpeggio. And adding those notes in give you these different sounds and these different sounding arpeggios. You might hear me repeat notes, double up on notes, add a couple, slides or something, and that's awesome. You want to do that because you don't necessarily want to play your arpeggio straight up and straight down. I'll illustrate them that way so you can get them under your fingers. But just like you wouldn't play a scale straight down, straight up, sound too stiff. Same thing with arpeggio. Good arpeggio playing kind of mixes the arpeggio notes with a few scale notes or licks or double up or, adding some emotion to them, some nuance, bending, slides, right? Things like that, adding some technique to it and some emotion. So get those arpeggios under your fingers. That's the first thing, right? And then you could start adding some licks to them. Put your own twist on it. And just put the track on and get lost in it, right? I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, click on that link below. I'll send you not just this track, but 5 more, 6 killer sounding tracks, 2 ebooks, my jam track coach, send it to you for free. And please subscribe to the channel. That really helps us to keep bringing the content. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. We so appreciate that. Share it. Can't thank you enough for your support over the years. Hopefully I'm able to help you along in your guitar and musical journey. And I will see you in the next lesson. Remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. Rock on.